Okay, it's me again. Another race report coming at you. Quick intro, in case you haven't seen any of my other videos. My name is Brennen. I'm based out of Boulder, Colorado, and I obviously race for Octagon Elite. I raced Happy Valley 70.3. I finished 19th, but it was actually my slowest 70.3 ever. Yeah, so definitely an interesting video. It's not a happy video, but we show it all here. The good, the bad, and the ugly. That's our promise to you guys. So yeah, let's just jump into it. All right, it is the day before we fly out. So it's Wednesday, we fly out tomorrow. I just finished a spin. Now I'm gonna eat something, gotta go to work, and then we have a swim later today, and then I need to get my bike into that bad boy and all my other stuff in a big old bag. There she blows. Now we just cross our fingers and hope that everything goes to plan.
How'd you feel, Brennan?
Good.
How's the water?
Warm.
Too warm?
Maybe. But that's okay. It's cold out here though. This is the bike out. It is a grassy trail, and at the end there are sharp rocks. I will be barefoot, and I won't be putting shoes on, but I will have socks on.
Brennan, how was your prep day?
My prep day was way too long.
What would you have done differently?
What would I have done differently?
Let me get the stuff, Brennan. Just go eat.
Okay. What would I have done differently? I don't know. You can't do anything differently. You just gotta do the fucking thing. You gotta do all that shit. I'm tired and I want to eat. Leading into the race, I felt fine. It was very hot and very humid. I wasn't really thinking about the humidity, not purposefully, but more so because I honestly didn't expect it to be this humid. I really haven't raced in humid conditions in years, so I was definitely reminded of how that felt. Yeah, the practice swim, when I was wearing my wetsuit, it was super hot. I had a feeling it wasn't gonna be a wetsuit swim, and sure enough, it was not a wetsuit swim, but luckily I had my Zone 3 swim skin on me, so that was great. So let's talk about the race. Woke up at 4. Had a cup of oatmeal. I think I had some blueberries in there. Some coffee. It was like 70 degrees the morning of, as soon as we woke up. And the humidity, I mean, it felt like we were in a cloud all morning. And I remember setting up my bike and sweating. And then coming out, there were these picnic tables that we were hanging out at. And I was just getting all my stuff ready, just sweating. The air was just so heavy. So luckily I had enough cold water on me. I was dumping it. I was trying to stay cool. And then the swim was decent. Non-wetsuit swim, it was 29 minutes. I was able to find feet about halfway through, which is a win for me because usually I just like to be solo by myself. I don't even bother staying around people, but I know eventually that will have to change, so I might as well start practicing now. So second half of the swim, I was able to find feet. Swim skin felt fantastic. I wore it over my race suit. Came out, ran into transition, ran through the grass and the sharp rocks, and then hopped on my bike, and immediately my heart rate was like in the 160s, which is close to threshold for me, and it wouldn't come down. It took me like 15 or 20 minutes for that to come down to where I actually wanted it to be, which is a lot longer than it usually takes. So I knew, at that moment I knew, okay, something is different, so I need to be careful here. And I mean, the whole bike was just a slugfest. Again, the air just felt so thick. I was dousing myself in water. I was sopping wet the entire time because of how wet the air was. It was crazy. A little bit of stomach issues on the bike. I would say about halfway through, I wasn't really getting through my carbs as quickly as I wanted to. Maybe the heat had something to do with it. Who knows? So the bike came in at like 2 hours and 40 minutes, which is okay. It was a super hilly course. It was more elevation than St. George, so I knew it was going to be slower. But all in all, fun course, really scenic. And then get onto the run, mile 1. Just crash and burn, baby. Coming out of transition, I always try to start slow and gather myself, which is what I did, but no amount of slow let me gather myself. Mile 1, I had the most insane, like, lower abdomen cramps, and I started walking literally mile 1. By mile 6, I actually felt pretty good, and I think I was running decently for maybe the middle 30 to 40 minutes, and then maybe even 45 minutes, and then I crashed and burned again. So I finally made it to the finish. I had a grand total of 1 gel in the entire run and a couple cups of water because that's all I could stomach. That was my race. I finished 19th. Definitely not my day, but it was still great. I had some family out there. My girlfriend and my parents were there, so it's always nice spending time with them. And I think they had a good time. I had a good time, aside from the suffering, but that's why we do it, so we push through. There's more races on the calendar. The next race for me is Oregon, which is a team race. So I get to hang out with all my buddies. So as a bonus, I went back home and spent my birthday back in New Jersey, which is where I grew up. And then the following weekend, there was a local race, like 15 minutes down the road. And I figured, why not, get a little redemption. It was like the same conditions, hot and humid, in a nasty, nasty small lake, which was great. And I won it, set a course record. So it was nice having a little bit of redemption before returning to Boulder and getting back to some training. So that was a good little boost. So that is my race recap. I'm sorry it wasn't a crazy positive recap, but hopefully this video inspires people to not get so down on themselves after a performance that you weren't expecting or wasn't up to your standards. There's more races, we'll get to redeem ourselves, and we just keep moving forward. So thanks for watching, and keep a lookout for the next Octagon video because it's going to be a good one.